Okay, so for this problem, you need to work on converting all of your trig ratios into the same trig ratio. So I'm going to rewrite secant in terms of cosine. Secant is cosine's reciprocal, so it's 3 over cosine theta is equivalent to 3 secant minus cosine theta minus 2 equals 0. Your next step would probably be to work on getting cosine out of the denominator. So if I take this entire equation and multiply by cosine theta for each term, the first term actually becomes 3. The second term will become cosine squared theta. The third term will be minus 2 cosine theta. And the right side of the equal sign will stay 0, because anything times 0 is 0. So rewriting this, we have negative cosine squared theta minus 2 cosine theta plus 3 equals 0. And I'm going to want to factor this, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply through by negative 1. And we get cosine squared plus 2 cosine minus 3 equals 0. And it's really hard for me in my mind to mentally think about how to factor this. So what I do instead is take cosine theta and substitute x everywhere there's a cosine. So the new problem would actually say x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. This makes the problem a lot easier to factor. I'm looking for two things that multiply to negative 3 that add to positive 2. And those two numbers would actually be 3 and negative 1. So like 3 times negative 1 would equal negative 3. 3 plus negative 1 equals positive 2, which are b and c. So our factors are actually x plus 3 and x minus 1 equal to 0. And solving for this, we get x equals negative 3 and x equals 1. Well, x really is cosine theta, so I'm going to write this problem over here, but we really have cosine theta equals negative 3 and cosine theta equals 1. And we're going to be looking at the unit circle. On the unit circle, cosine oscillates between being positive 1 to negative 1, so it will never actually reach negative 3. So there are no answers for that half of the problem. For the other half, we have cosine theta equals 1. Well, cosine is 1, which is its largest value, when it's on the positive x-axis. So it could either be 0 or all the way around 2 pi, depending on your range, or 0 and 360. So in degrees, we could use 0 degrees, 360 degrees. In radians, that would be equivalent to 0 or 2 pi. Or if you're going to keep going, it could be plus another 2 pi, plus another 2 pi, or 2 pi n, depending on what we're working with here. And that's it for this problem.